Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Marina, and today we're gonna just do a little monthly recap. I haven't done this before, but I thought it'd be fun to do on my channel because I had reviewed my 2025 goals in July, and I felt like I was able to achieve more things in the month of July since I had refreshed myself on what I wanted to accomplish. So I thought it'd be cool to do that month by month, and I've seen other creators do this, and I just find it to be cool, and it will be a cool way to measure progress and to be able to look back and see the journey and see what I was enjoying in that point in time, and to just be able to document my growth as a person. I think it's a cool concept and a good accountability tool, as well as I enjoy these videos, so I feel like other people do as well. So I thought it would be fun to do. So if that interests you, then take a seat and let's get into it. So to start off, the month of July was more of a chill month than June. June I was super busy. I was gone 2 weekends of the month and work was really busy. But July, I didn't do any like overnight trips. I did some like day trips, and work was a lot slower. So I feel like I was able to accomplish more within the month, which was nice, and to just kind of, I don't know, establish like a regular rhythm for life, which I kind of enjoy. And yeah, just be present and check off some things on my list that I've been meaning to do. And let's see, yeah, any key moments from July, I guess. Highlights, my sister Jenny, she's the sweetest. I turned 30 this year. I did a video about turning 30, so you can watch that if you like. But yeah, I turned 30, so she's like, it's such a big deal you turned 30, we gotta do multiple celebrations throughout the year. I did not ask this, she's just so sweet and thoughtful. So she booked a trip to the beach. So we did a trip to Cape May, which was so nice. My dad came and my sisters, and it's beautiful down there. I always love going there. It's such a cute town. It's very historical. If you haven't been, I recommend you check it out. We had some great tacos, and yeah, it was just a beautiful beach day. So that was really fun. And then last weekend I did a day trip to Philly, which was really nice. I didn't really have much planned, so I just did a solo trip to Philly. You can watch that video as well. I did a little vlog, did a little thrifting, tried out a new bakery. It was really fun. And then yeah, just like little fun little moments like that. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, I'd say the beach trip was the highlight. And I did take some intentional time with my dad being at home. My sisters were gone more this month than I was, so there was a lot of time with just me and my dad. So we did do a few dinner dates and then brunches and just some nice, yeah, quality time. Because when things are slow, it's nice to be able to just take advantage and really, yeah, devote time to relationships that are important to you. So that was really nice. I am glad I did that. And I guess as far as like some of my favorite things that I have incorporated that are new in July, pesto pasta is at the top of the list. And this is nothing new, like it's just a summertime thing that my family typically cooks, and I personally love and enjoy as an Italian woman. And the reason we make it so much is because we do have a huge garden. My sister and my dad were really devoted to making this garden good this year. So throughout the winter they were doing composting. It's over the top. We have tons and tons of basil. So we've been having pesto at least once a week, twice a week. And then we grill up some sausages, and then once the tomatoes are ripe, we'll do tomato salad. That's like my favorite meal ever. It's so good, and it's so simple. I love it so much. It's one of my faves. And then I've also been doing a lot of Greek goddess sauce, like on chicken or shrimp in a bowl. We planted a ton of cilantro, so again, just having tons of fresh herbs, I like to take advantage. And so yeah, it's like a lime cilantro sauce with like avocado, and it's like kind of, I guess, more like Mexican, so you could do it with like a black bean corn chicken, kind of like fajita or something like that, but very delicious and very fresh. I love like cold salads and stuff like that in bowls in the summertime. I don't love like hot meals, so the pasta and the green goddess dressing on like fresh bowls has been really nice. And as far as shows that I've been enjoying, me and my dad love to watch a good show. I feel like it takes a lot of effort to find a good show these days. There's just so many shows to weed through, and I feel like the quality of shows has gone down just because, yeah, there's just more volume. So yeah, we've been watching the show David, which has been a really good one. It's based off the character David in the Bible. I mean, it's a true story, not a character, but I feel like that is a great story to depict in a show because it is so epic and kind of larger than life, but true. And there's a lot going on, a lot of action, a lot of different interesting dynamics between groups of people. And yeah, it's been really cool to watch. And I'm not usually a Christian movie or Christian show or any kind of person, like that kind of person. Like I tried watching The Chosen and I just couldn't because it was so cheesy. I don't do cheesy. I don't have a tolerance for it. I really don't. I have a hard time with it, and the show wasn't cheesy at all. So I highly recommend if you're interested. And it makes me want to go back and read about David in the Bible, because it's been a long time since I've read that story, because there's just so many details you forget about, and then you see it depicted in the show and you're like, oh my gosh, this is great. And I feel like with the show it's really nice because I don't know, it gives you a fuller picture than reading. You get more of a historical context, and I feel like the producers of the show want to accurately depict the times and what was going on in that time, and what it looked like to be a shepherd, and what it looked like to be a bastard's child, and what it potentially looked like, with different tribes of Israel and stuff like that. And overall, it's just like a really good story. It's not too mushy or like, I don't know, just like, the Christian movies and the cheesiness. It just didn't really have much of that. And like epic battles, it has some epic battles. I love an action scene. So I highly recommend. It was honestly so good. I was surprised because my dad suggested it and I was like, I really don't like to watch those types of shows, but it was really good. And even if you're not a Christian, I feel like it's just a really good story. And it's just so interesting that this is like historically accurate, because it's just kind of wild and cool. So yeah, I recommend that. That was great. And then just like some random things I've been enjoying as far as fashion. I've been loving to wear socks with my loafers. I mean, this has been like a thing I've been doing for a while, but I love it. I love it. Even with like a short mini skirt or like my trousers to work. I feel like that's just been like a style like combination that I've been really enjoying. I like gravitate towards loafers more than like anything else probably. I've also been loving adding more silence into my day. As a rule, I like to have a lot of noise typically. I'm usually listening to something while I'm working out, while I'm taking my walk in the morning, while I'm in the car, when I'm working. I have something in the background like YouTube or a show or music, whatever. And I'm trying to be more intentional about silence, and I feel like in July I did a good job of that, and it's really made a difference. I feel like my brain, my thoughts aren't as cluttered, and I'm able to hear like God's voice in the silence, which is really nice. If you're religious, I feel like, yeah, and just keeps you more centered, and just not as anxious, I think, because just being overstimulated, I think, lends to you being anxious, at least me. Yeah, it's been really nice, and I just feel like I've been more creative, and yeah, it's been really, really nice. I'm always tempted to be as productive as possible, and I always have to be learning. I always have to be like catching up with the newest whatever the news, whatever culture, stuff like that. So it's nice to just be like, I don't need to be doing that all the time. Of course you want to learn and grow and be in touch with reality and what's happening, but it's also important to just be present and to just be present with ourselves, even in silence. And if you're religious with God, that's important as a Christian. So yeah, I think, or a Catholic Christian, we're in the same camp. But yeah, and if, people who meditate, I think, find the same kind of benefit from it, to just unplug a little bit. And I know, like, I work on social media for my job because I'm in marketing, so I'm like always on my phone anyway, and like always looking at content and video, and so it's just very like saturated with noise, my life, just because of what I do. And I'm on YouTube as well, so I'm also looking at video with that as a hobby. So yeah, it's been really nice. I've really enjoyed that. It's been a good addition to the routine and, I guess, lifestyle adjustment that I've accomplished. So as far as like consistent things in my 2025 goals, we're in 2025, I made it to confession this month, which is great, and I haven't done that in a while, so I'm proud of myself for doing that. I made it to 3 social events. I know I've talked about this before, but I'm just trying to get out there to meet new people. I am still trying to make some more friends, and obviously dates. I'm still single, and online is difficult, so I'm really trying to push to be doing more in-person connecting, because it's hard to meet people online. I feel like, especially for me, someone who doesn't text, it's a challenge. So yeah, I went to 3 events, and I'm proud of myself because one of them is like, it's with this group where my ex-boyfriend runs the events, and his friend who I had this like weird situation with. So I knew I would run into them, and I was like, do I go? And I've been putting it off because I just, it's just awkward, and it's one of those things you just have to rip off the band-aid. And it's not like I haven't seen my ex, it's been a while, it's been over a year, but like just seeing him, I just don't feel as comfortable at the events, and it just, it's harder to mingle, and you feel weird because they're like there. But anyway, so I went and I was really proud of myself, and I talked to him, and it was fine. And yeah, I'm just proud of myself for like pushing myself and doing uncomfortable things. And I feel like repetition, it'll just get more comfortable, and it's just a muscle, and I hadn't used it in a while, so I was extra uncomfortable because I had been putting it off. Yeah, but sometimes you need to take those breaks, your limits, if you're just kind of in a pissed off mood, pardon my French, it's just not gonna go into that when you're mad at like this person because of the situation, what happened, like, and then you see them, it's just not gonna be good. So it's good to take those breaks, but I'm glad I've gotten back into the swing of it. And then me and my friends, we did that here in the Philadelphia area, and then me and my friend went to New York for an event. We thought we'd mix it up, and it was good to check out. I feel like it was good to meet new people, see new faces, kind of get the vibes of like another city that's close by, and just network there, because you never know, making connections. And New York is 2 hours, so it's like if you make a friend there, you could totally go up and visit for a day or a weekend easily. So it's good to just keep branching out and trying new things. And I'm grateful I have friends who are down, because it is intimidating to do those things on your own. I would do it, but I feel like I'm more inclined if I have a friend who's like committed and keeping me accountable, and we make the plan to go. So that was good. And yeah, there's just been some good social events this month, which has been really nice. And then I've been consistently working out and walking, which has been really great. I feel like that's been good. Yeah, it's easy to get off track, especially when you're traveling and stuff like that. So I've been pretty consistent. And then praying consistently, which has been good. Adoration and morning prayer, and my rosaries when I'm on my way to work. I've been keeping that up, which is great. I feel like I was trying not to be so frugal. That's like a goal in my 30s, to not be like a penny pincher to the point where I'm like obsessing about money I'm spending. It's good to have a budget and to stick to it. But I've I've built in a buffer where I can like enjoy life. So I feel like I've done that more. I've spent money on new things that I need to buy that aren't just like frivolous, but like things I should buy. I just don't do it because I'm like, I don't need to spend the money. But it's like, you should, like, you work hard, you deserve to like, have these things to serve you well. And yeah, so proud of myself for doing that and spending the money to go up to New York. It's pricey to get up there, but invest in potential relationships with friends or, significant others, and just like memories with friends and living life. It's important to live your life and put yourself out there. So proud of myself for doing that. And as a recovering like penny pincher, I'm proud of myself. If you can't relate, I totally get it. But just from my history and the way I've lived up until this point, I'm proud of myself. Any progress is good progress, right? So I guess looking at my goals for August, things I haven't yet implemented that are on my 2025 list are volunteering. I am so bad at pulling the trigger on things, especially when it comes to committing to things like for an extended period of time. But this is something that's been coming up a lot in conversation, and just, when it's like, oh, you think of something and then you see it somewhere else and then somewhere else, and you're like, okay, this isn't a coincidence anymore. I feel like, this is a sign, like you should be doing this, hello, like a little nudge, like, oh, hello, all right, this is it. You got to step up and do this. I know volunteering is like not a big commitment and not a big feat where I'm like, oh, I'm like going to decide to go to grad school and like changing careers or something crazy like that. But it is something that like, it takes energy and thought and commitment. You could do like a one-day volunteer opportunity, or like if you're committing to like teaching CCD or like at your church or something like that, that's more of a commitment. So yeah, I was talking to my friend about it, just like how we can meet new people and just like stay active and not be so self-centered, because I feel like dating is very self-focused, and it's hard when you're single because it's a balance. You don't want to be like obsessing about finding someone, but you don't also want to just forget about it and put on the back burner and just hope something will work out. So it's a balance. So I feel like yeah, volunteering will help me get out of my own headspace and be able to, think of others and get get out of my self-centeredness while meeting other people and just getting out there and networking. Yeah, so I am going to challenge myself to commit to something. I'm trying to decide what that will look like. I'm thinking maybe good works, because I do want to learn to like be more handy. So that's like, they help people build their homes who are underprivileged. So I feel like that would be cool. And I do like think like, you know, more blue collar guys are attractive. So I feel like it would be like a good alignment, and I think that would be cool to help like underprivileged people, or the Boys and Girls Club. I feel like that'd be cool. Or like a women's shelter. There's so many options. So I will keep you posted on what happens, but yeah, I need to just do it. I need to do it. The year is almost over and I just need to do it. And you know, life is short, and being selfish, there's just no excuse. Yes, I'm single and there's no one else that I like am committed to thinking about and loving and pouring into, and I feel like it's important to put something in that place of my life, you know, to like, yeah, not be so self-centered. So I think that'll be good. And another thing that I didn't accomplish yet that's on my goals is to plan. So I haven't planned yet my trip with my friends for our 30th. We penciled in the weekend in September, and September is almost here, and no one has made any plans. And I need to follow up and just be like, hey, do you want to do this? Do you not? Yeah, I'm a people pleaser, so I just don't want to like make people feel like they need to do something if they can't afford it, whatever. So I just need to do it and figure out what the vibe is and make it happen, or just pivot and do something different. So those are the two big things. And then for August, yeah, I'm going to continue to do all the other things that I talked about that I've implemented. I think those have been going well. It's just going to be a busy month. I do have a lot going on. I have my brothers coming in from Colorado. They're bringing their wives and their kids, so there'll be 15 people staying at my dad's house. So we have to like get the house ready. That's in like a few weeks. And we need to get some air mattresses, so we need to figure out the bedding situation. We need to get food prepped. We are a little bit crazy with schedules. Like, there's a lot of type A people in my family. We typically do an Excel spreadsheet, and every day have a schedule. I mean, my sister are kind of in charge of the schedule and planning food and meals and cooking. So yeah, we have to do all of that, which will be a lot of work. And it'll be really fun though to have everybody and all the kids. I love them. So that'll be so good to have everybody together, all the cousins, and it'll be a good time. So, but that'll be a whole week. And I think it'll take time to recover from that. And then work will be pretty busy. I'll have a photo shoot on location, so I'll be in the city for that for a few days, and that takes a lot out of me, and it is a very busy time during work to do that, so with the prepping and everything like that, so it'll be pretty crazy. And then the end of the month I have a trip with family friends, a bunch of sisters that are also friends with me, my sisters, and we've been friends forever, so we're gonna do a little beach trip, which will be really fun, and hopefully it'll still feel like summer out by the time that happens, but that'll be really nice. End of the summer treat, so that'll be great. But yeah, it's gonna be a busy month. I'm anticipating mayhem, but I think it's gonna be all good things, just a lot of things. So I'm kind of like appreciative of July being a little more chill, so that I can present and recharged for all the fun that is ahead. But yeah, this has been a really fun exercise. I'm excited to see how we move towards our goals, and at the end of the year, how we did. But if there's any, I don't know, categories in this type of video that you think I'm missing, that you've seen, that you enjoy to see from people, please let me know in the comments. And I appreciate you guys watching. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day. Thanks.